But what I really liked was what Diane said people would say to her if she called somebody.
Okay, Diane, that's fine. We're coming over.
I'd say that.
Okay,
I like how they
Diane.
have to say, it's fine, we're coming over.
It's fine,
You have
we're
to
coming
reassure
over.
her, like, don't worry about how dumb you sound right now. It's fine, we're coming over.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
we're coming over. We're coming.
There's a fire in the yard, and the ship is coming down, the dog is barking, and then they would say,
Okay, Diane, that's fine. We're coming over.
all right, be there in a minute. But the story's building. You know, we have fire. Now we got a weird craft. Blinking lights, but there's more. Let's hear.
According to Labanek, 10 minutes after the mysterious lights abruptly blinked out, a helicopter appeared, just as unexpectedly. The unmarked craft flew low to the ground, over the field where the unexplained lights had appeared. After crisscrossing the area, it flew over Diane's house and rushed off into the night. At the crack of dawn, Diane Labanek ran out to the empty fields which surround her house, searching for evidence of the previous night's events.
I searched everything. There was no marks. There was no spots. There was no matches. There was just nothing. The only person I told is my mom and my husband. It kind of bothered me inside for a long, long time, not to come out forward and say it to anybody. But when I went out on the field and I could not find anything, who is going to believe me that this really happened? So I kept it to myself.
Poor Diane. You know, I wish she would have called me. You know what I would have said?
Okay, Diane, that's fine. We're coming over.
In
We
that
all would
voice,
have been
exactly.
It would have been the three of us. We said we're all coming over.
Okay, Diane, that's fine. We're coming over.
Okay, Diane, it's fine. We're coming over.
We're coming. Give us a few minutes. We'll be over there.
Diane's place is really neat, so I would so be okay with it.
With all this stuff going on?
Where is everybody though? She's alone. Is she alone in this house?
Well, they
Is
said,
her
like, the husband-
sleeping?
She says she has a husband, but
The husband was on an errand. The kid was sleeping. The dog had a date. Everyone's staying as far
The
away
dog
from
had
this
a
woman as
date?
they
The dog
can.
was awake with her. The dog's the only other
Well,
witness.
the dog was
to be
out
honest.
looking for it, but
Yeah.
yeah, she's just everyone found a way to ditch her that night. She was found unremarkable, as Robert said.
yeah,
So,
she's not used
sorry.
to people saying, "Okay, Diane, that's fine. I'm coming over."
Yeah, in the episode, they never show anybody else in the house. They make it seem like she lives in this house by herself, like a old widow or something.
I thought
Like,
she was super single. Yeah, she seemed very single. Just maybe it's something about her voice. I don't know.
Well, it gets better because as remarkable as it is so far, it gets even better. Not only does video footage of this event come forward, we learn that this isn't the first time that Diane Labanek has witnessed something unbelievable.
The 1991 sighting was a second unusual event Diane Labanek had witnessed in West Carlton. In 1989, she was one of several residents who observed a sudden explosion of extraordinarily brilliant light over a nearby swamp. Labanek might have remained silent about the 1991 episode if not for this controversial videotape, which seems to verify her account. The tape was mailed to the office of a UFO researcher, and tonight it will be shown for the first time ever on national television.
Whoa. That's a way to build up a UFO tape, especially to preteen me watching this. Ugh.
You were the target audience.
I really was. Like I said, hooked on this. Not only did the recreation look crazy, the woman seemed credible, even though no one wants to be around her, but everything's cool.
She's acting in it as well, right? She plays herself in the recreation, I think.
Yeah. The recreation is everybody that is actually in the story is present in the recreation. They didn't have to cast anybody.
Which is
pretty rare.
amazing. I feel like I want to see a movie like that done with alien people. I guess what's his
This would
name
be a
in
very
movies,
short
right?
movie.
Isn't Travis Walton like a part-time actor? He's in movies and
He's
stuff
like a
now,
judge
kinda?
or something. Oh yeah, he does. He did that weird movie
But
where he's
and yet
driving
he
that
didn't
kid.
play himself.
So they need
Wait.
to remake Fire in the Sky with him playing the lead role. Imagine how amazing that would be.
I think it
Oh,
would actually
God.
be worse. Because he's a part-time actor doesn't mean he's a good
It'd be
actor.
terrible. It would be awful. But you heard that? She also, this lady, Diane Labanek, she witnessed a crash in the swamp near her house in 89. So this happens in 91. In 89, she's got UFOs crashing in a swamp by her house, too. And she didn't report that for the same reason. No one listens to her. No one wants to hang out with her. Same reason.
No one wants to just come over. It's not fine.
Maybe she's like Christo and they're like attracted. They come to her or they're just around her for some reason.
They're saying,
yeah.
"Okay, Diane, it's fine. We'll come over." They want to come over to Diane's place.
Well, she's a big part of this, because now onto this tape they talked about. We were promised earlier an exclusive event of a tape being aired. Well, where did this tape come from? Let's hear.
In February of 1992, 6 months after Labanek's sighting, a package from Canada arrived at the Edgewater, Maryland office of Bob Exler. A former NASA mission specialist, Exler is now a well-known UFO researcher. The package had no return address. Inside were documents, pictures, a map, and the videotape, all pertaining to the 1991 incident at West Carlton.
Most unusual, there seemed to be somewhat of a symbol with regard to the videotape. On the label was the name Guardian, and it was accompanied by a fingerprint. Guardian, to me, was an enigma, certainly nothing I had heard about in the UFO literature. It was a mystery starting from scratch.
Mystery starting from scratch. Yes. So now we have this guy, and he's touting a tape. And he is billed as a well-known expert on the subject. This is Bob Eckler, or Ochler. It's hard to say his name. Eckler?
They said Eckler just now in the clip, didn't they?
Oechsler, Eckler. And
that's the guy who received it?
He is one of the people that received it from this person called Guardian, who I read in other things. This is a person around that time was sending information and videos to a bunch of different like MUFON-type organizations, and most of them were brushing him off. But he has this strange package with symbols and maps and a VHS tape that says Guardian, and Guardian puts a single fingerprint on the tape. Spooky stuff, right?
Yeah, thumbprints are really scary. Well, yeah, whose would that be? Why would they put that
I don't know
there?
why it seems spooky, but it seems very almost like cloak and dagger for UFO. And there's another reason I think I was like sucked into this. It seemed like even if it was fake, that maybe I could pull off something like this and like send strange tapes with cryptic messages. Like it sounds like something like a young teen would like want to do.
He's like the UFO Zodiac kind of.
Yeah. Very good, very good. Yes, a lot like that.
But you would be trying to trick people. You wouldn't be doing it for, right? You're just trying to trick them.
But no, but like Zodiac, but there's real events going on because the woman clearly witnessed this event. So now is the moment. They're going to show this tape for the first time, and you will know when the tape starts by the spooky music playing.
At the time, Exler was unaware of Labanek's sighting, but he would later find that the video depicted what she has reported with stunning accuracy.
Right here.
The tape showed a cluster of brightly burning red flames similar to flares. To the right hovered a dark disc-like object emitting a bright glow from its underside. The object was capped by a rapidly strobing blue light. It is among the most convincing documentations of a UFO Exler had seen in his 12 years of research.
Yeah, Exler, 12 years.
Exler.
Excellent. That was a great or excellent description of that tape, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, got me with the flashing strobe blue lights, which
they're being very generous.
They
with
are
their description of this thing.
But you're
it's
going to take
the ground. It's on the ground first.
I'm about to make that sound like that's going to sound like the Citizen Kane of descriptions in a second. So far as young me, I'm totally hooked here. But did you guys know that this wasn't the only time that this story was covered on Unsolved Mysteries?
Really?
Really?
Did it just get past their filters, or
listen,
it was on like an update?
When the show switched hosts from Robert Stack to Dennis Franzina, they covered this case again. They covered this case again, and I mean literally covered it. They did the exact same story, the same footage, the same interviews, everything. And this came out in the 2000s. The only difference was that it had Dennis Farina and not Robert Stack. That's it.
That's fucked up. That's like a reboot of an episode of your own show. I don't like it.
Yeah, that sounds really unfair.
I'm pissed because I watched the whole thing. It's ridiculous. There wasn't any update of any kind, even though there was heaps of new information about this. Nothing new at all was added. But here is the description of the same thing we just heard, the Guardian tape, but this time by Dennis Farina.
The tape showed a cluster of brightly burning red flames similar to flares. To the right hovered a dark disc-like object emitting a bright glow from its underside. The object was capped by a rapidly strobing blue light.
I got a sense initially that this was a real event.
That is
this
bad.
feels like it was like a social experiment just to see which version people would take more to, but That background music and the cadence that he was delivering.
Freestyle jazz music. What the hell was that?
Not a fan.
That was the exact same clip we just heard, just a modernized version. I told you the only thing they changed in the whole story is they put Dennis Farina and some bad bass and drum combo in the back of that one.
It was pretty terrible.
Sorry, that's just a tangent. Back to Guardian. Look, let's hear this expert of 12 years, Bob Eckler, describing what he sees on that mysterious VHS Guardian tape. Exler.
It was clearly a disc-looking shape. We could resolve that because the flashing light on top would reflect off of the curved surface of the disc. I got a sense initially that this was a real event occurring in a field as opposed to some prop set up in a room somewhere. It had such an extraordinary amount of luminosity characteristic to it that I kind of had a sense I might be dealing with something that was potentially authentic here.
Yeah, this is real to him, damn it.
Yeah, potentially authentic that's a pretty good prognosis when it comes to these things.
This guy.
You guys have seen the tape. Yeah, I know this guy, but you guys have seen the tape. If you just saw that, I mean, if it aired when you were a lad or lass, what would you think of it?
Well, yeah, I would have been totally convinced. I was a pretty naive kid, but even looking at it now, I think it's still like
it's
I
weird
saw that
looking.
in person. Yeah,
it's weird looking.
Absolutely.
If you were to show me a picture of it and say, this is a trailer at a trailer park during Christmas time from a distance, I would say, all right. If you were to say that, I mean, there's
a circle of flares next to it, maybe.
Yeah,
I just thought
something like that.
Right off the bat,
a fireworks display in the distance or something, but like
right off the
really
bat,
concentrated.
Where do they get off calling it one of his most significant UFO images that he's seen?
Dude does. Okay, hold on. This guy has come out of nowhere. I used to watch all these shows. I had never heard of this guy before. I have not heard of him since. But he's coming off as an expert of 12 years. How long have you been watching shows? Just say you're an expert of that many years. How many years have you read books on UFOs?
I call myself an expert after a week.
Yeah. He looks like the real life Murray from Stranger Things. He looks like that guy kind of, and he's very.
He looks
easily
more
convinced.
like he looks like a David Cross character, almost.
Yeah, he does. He looks like a character. The thing about this whole UFO situation, though, is it's not even a UFO. It's on the ground, so it's not flying. At no point in any of the
that's
footage.
a good point. The semantics are there.
At no
it's
point in
ground.
any of the footage is it flying.
All right, well, up to that so far, because they don't know about Diane, but going off the package that Guardian sent, they follow the trail and they wind up interviewing Diane Labinek, and they find out that she did indeed witness the same UFO as that is on that VHS tape. Let's hear.
The map sent with the videotape shows the area of West Carleton, Canada, as a location where the tape had been made. Extra wet to West Carleton, along with UFO researcher Graham Lightfoot.
Diane, can you tell us exactly what you saw that night?
Together they interviewed Diane Labinek, whom Lightfoot had met when he investigated her 1989 sighting.
Yes, I seen a bright light.
What time of the day was this? This was at night, eh?
Yes, it was at night. I would say about 10 o'clock.
To their surprise, Labinek described exactly what the two researchers had seen on Guardian's videotape.
It was white.
When we talked to Diane about the sighting, asked her had she seen anything, her description was so vivid that it's something I didn't think she could have made up. She had not seen a tape. She had no idea what we knew. And yet she was able to describe things that we already knew from the tape.
And when he showed me the tape, it was exactly what I've seen. And it was still scary for me, but at least I had something to go by.
Yeah, she feels better now. Also, it's weird that multiple events are centered around her and Guardian. Is she being, set up by this? This is just strange that in a couple years' time, a lot of UFO events are happening around this particular woman.
Yeah, you can smell like a conspiracy or something a little bit, right? It smells like something smells
shit.
Off.
No, I actually don't. I believe her. She seems completely genuine. Her voice and delivery, and then I looked at her face and everything, and she just does not strike me as somebody who would have any reason to make this shit up. I think the Guardian thing is completely a coincidence. Yeah, why would she lie about something like this?
Exactly.
Oh, why would I lie about something like that?
Of course. But more experts get